Is it a magnet that does the propelling of the particles in the Hadron Collider?
That's a good point. Yes, the magnets do help propel the protons faster. That's correct. Yeah, there's magnets situated at different junctures all around that ring, that 16-mile ring or 27-kilometer ring, right? And you got to give it to them. That's a great scientific feat. If you imagine a circle of 27 kilometers or 16 miles and smashing something that small together, because you can imagine a proton is extremely small, approximately 10 to the minus 15 meters. You know what I'm saying? So that's 0.14 zeros and a 1. So you're talking something way past smaller than a 0. All right. That's why you say 10 to the minus, right? And they call that exponents, right? But to show you the difference, right, just so that you have a correlation or a comparison to show one extreme to the next, the numbers go up for something smaller, and the electron is far smaller, but that comes in at 10 to the minus 18 meters, all right? So that would be 0.17 zeros and a 1. So the more zeros, the smaller it is. The electron is far smaller than a proton by 1,000, all right? So it's 1,000, a factor of 1,000 smaller than the proton. That's the electron. All right. All right. And I just want to add this. You see, if you're talking about going into the quantum world and then going further into the etheric world, right? Going to the spiritual world, you're going far smaller than 10 to the minus 18. You get what we're saying? So now you're looking at it from a different perspective. Neck. Well, Heidi Kiyakawa knew that about the quantum size because he's the developer of the strong force who doesn't get no credit for it. Satyendra Bose knows about that. He worked with Einstein, an Indian physicist. And that's where you get the term bosons from Bose, Satyendra Bose. That's an Indian. He knew about the small world. Obviously, Albert Einstein knows about the small world and people would have heard of him. What about Muhammad Abdul Salam, a Pakistani Muslim? Him and a couple of Americans, Sheldon Glashow and Steven Weinberg, they're the ones who unified the electron-weak force, right? So these people, I'm highlighting to say that we're not as deep as we think we are, right? Their work, remember, they built a device going into the small quantum world, right? And we're meant to know about it because then when you hit that world, you're now going into our science. And that's why they've hit a back point, right? They're talking about trying to end it like this. They've not gone no further than 10 to the minus 19, all right? So they've only gone a little bit further in checking past the electron to see, okay, let me see if there's anything further, or checking into the quark. They haven't found anything further than that. So they've hit a back point of their discoveries at 10 to the minus 19, right? Now that's important to know because that's the back point of the quantum level. Their machine, currently, the Large Hadron Collider, can't go any smaller, meaning that it can't check a length smaller than 10 to the minus 19. And that's why they're holding out their pot or trying to get funds in order to build a bigger device in the hopes of finding smaller particles.